Wednesday. There's a new bill, and we talked about it earlier in the week. Assembly Bill 416. We found out about it when you tweeted about it. You said your tweet said this is straight up detention camp stuff in New York. It's a bill giving New York Governor Cuomo, Health Commissioner, or any designated official full power to remove any person or group of people from their home if they deemed they are contagious. Talk to me about this Assembly Bill 416.
That is true. I have the bill right here. Not only does it say if they are contagious, it says if they are a carrier of any contagious disease. You know, here in New York State, our Constitution, the New York State Constitution, begins with this. I want to read it. We, the people of the state of New York, grateful to Almighty God for our freedom, in order to secure its blessings, do establish this Constitution. Well, this bill, A 416, which was drafted, by the way, by Assemblyman Perry in 2015, has been floating around ever since then. It keeps getting reintroduced in the Assembly floor. It is now, I want to show this, there's a date on here. It is now up again, January 6th, 2021. I addressed this, I posted about this, I raised concerns about this. Governor Cuomo's people rejected it. They blew us off. They accused us of being, making a big deal out of nothing on Twitter. The communications director told me to go take a walk because I was overly concerned. Well, since then, this has really, in many ways, gone viral. What this bill says is that the governor or any one of his delegates that he appoints can go in and order somebody into a detainment area or a facility that they deem appropriate because they suspect them of being contagious or a carrier. Not only does it say that it can do that to an individual, but it also says to any group of people. This is highly concerning. It's a direct violation of our Fourth Amendment, which keeps us safe and secure from any unreasonable searches, any unreasonable seizures in any way, and it protects our persons. And this is, again, the state of New York, the governor, the fully Democratic legislature, going rogue, and we have right to be highly concerned about this. I did confirm today that this bill has not been removed or withdrawn by the sponsor, Assemblyman Perry, so therefore it is still technically considered up for consideration. And this is highly alarming, and it needs to be addressed, and people need to know about it.
Well, I've got it here in my hand, and I wanted to look at this. The bill states that questionable individual or group of people, and here's the language, quote, shall be detained in a medical facility or other appropriate facility or premises designated by the governor. It does sound like a concentration camp. I mean, any appropriate facility. Do we know what an appropriate facility is?
It's the facility that they deem appropriate. So this is very, very wide language. Not only that, it also says that they can detain you up to 60 days. And that in order for you to get out of that facility, you have to petition them. And it has to be then go before a court order. So it's not that you've broken the law. It's that they have the right, if they think that you are contagious, if they think you are a carrier or a group of people. Keep in mind, the definition of person or persons, that includes your children.
All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Halayim La, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, who still rule well, and peace and safety to the elect. Real quick, you see the article on the screen. It says, Saxony Migrant Center to be turned into Crown Royal 19 jail for repeat quarantine violators. So now here in parts of the world, this is in Germany, they have a Crown Royal jail for repeat quarantine violators. Okay, which Lord willing, I could put the clip dealing with the New York Assembly Bill 416, which is basically the notion to be able to detain people who are deemed contagious or carriers of any particular disease. Okay, to be put into these medical detention centers, these medical concentration camps. This article was published January 15th, 2021, year of hastening of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It says Saxony Migrant Center to be turned into C19 jail for repeat quarantine violators. It says a building that used to host people seeking asylum in Germany. So this was once a crazy house. Is being converted into a C9 jail, a detention facility for people who repeatedly violate quarantine, the German tabloid Bild reported. The facility is located in northern part of Dresden, Saxony, and was built in 2017 at a cost of $30 million, which this is fairly new. This was built, fairly recently. So this could have been built just for the particular purpose of when they bring this pandemic, because we all know that this was planned. This building could have been built just for the purpose of when they bring this thing, that they can use it for this thing. It says to host people waiting for their petitions for asylum in Germany to be processed. Now the state authorities are converting it into a detention center. Let's look up that phrase, detention center. Okay, Salakia. You know what I'm gonna do? Detention. It says the act or fact of detaining or holding back, a holding in custody. So, after school, you would be bad in school, and then you had to stay after school for detention. You were really being held in custody. It says a holding in custody, the state of being detained, and that's why they have something called the school to prison pipeline. Okay, because the school system mimics the prison system in every way. Okay, it gets your mind conditioned to be able to function in a prison system. It's the same thing. It says the state of being detained. So this is a detainment center, a period of temporary custody prior to disposition by a court. Again, so just like this New York Assembly Bill 416, they can detain you for up to 60 days, and then in order to get out, you have to see a court. You have to be dispositioned by a court in order to get out. Now, and the reason why I'm making a video on this, okay, and I'm giving praises to the Heavenly Father, the God of the Bible, Yahweh, and His Son Yahweh Shai, is because this is Bible prophecy. This is Revelation. Revelation 2:10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So this is nothing but a prison. This is a detainment center. Okay, to be held in custody. When you go into that word devil in the Greek, it's diablos, which means a man. Okay, it's not talking about, a red creature with a pitchfork underground, because there's no prisons underground. The prisons are right here on earth. So the devil is a man. Is speaking of the Edomites. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried." Okay, meaning tested, have our faith tested. "And ye shall have tribulation 10 days, which is just a particular period of time. It could be any period of time. It could be 6 months. It could be 2 years. It could be literally 10 days. It says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So if put in this position, we have to be indifferent to our position. We have to be indifferent. We have to be stoic, disattached from emotions, because either the Lord's going to deliver us out of it, or we're going to die in there. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto the death. So we're not gonna love our lives, even if it means that we have to die, because we have a greater reward. 2 Timothy 4. 2 Timothy 4 and 8. Henceforth, verse 7, it says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. Meaning what? I love not my life even unto the death. It says, I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them that love his appearing also. Yeah, because that's that crown that was spoken about in Revelation 2 and 10. Now I want to get this, because this is nothing new under the sun. The Romans already did this once before, in the book of Acts, in which we're living in the book of Acts right now, Acts 2.0. This is the second book of Acts, that we will read about in the kingdom. This is Acts 8 and 1. It says, and Saul was consenting unto his death, which Saul is the apostle Paul before he came into the truth. And the apostle Paul, before he came into the truth, was extremely wicked, persecuted the Jews, put some of them to death, and he did among other things that we're about to read now. It says, and at that time there was a great persecution against the church which was at Jerusalem, and they were all scattered abroad throughout the regions of Judea and Samaria, except the apostles. Verse 2, and devout men carried Stephen to his burial, and made great lamentations over him. And Stephen died a martyr for Yahushua. He was stoned to death for the witness of Yahushua. It says, verse 3, and Saul, which is the apostle Paul, and as for Saul, he made havoc of the church, entering into every house, and hailing men and women, committed them into prison. So Paul was running up in houses, taking the Jews, the Israelites, his own people, out of them houses and committing them into prison. That's called martial law. Okay? So that's why the scriptures say, Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have been already of old time, which was before us. So again, even martial law, even these concentration camps, these prison camps, have been of old time, before us. And that's why we can sit up here and read about these things and be comforted to know that the Lord delivers out of these situations. There's multiple accounts in the book of Acts of Paul being delivered out of prison by the angels of the Lord. One time the Lord, Paul and Barnabas was singing hymns, and the Lord caused a great earthquake to come over the land, and all the prison gates opened up. And the prison guards were so fearful because they knew that they were men of the Lord that they basically, they bowed down to them, and they became believers of Yahushua. It's Romans 15 and 4. So the Lord could put you in a particular situation just to convert, the people that are in this military, these Roman centurions, just to convert them to the faith. Romans 15 and 4, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. Because at the end of the day, that's all we have is hope. That's all we have is the promises and the comforts of the word. Because the word it's not just a word, it's a promise. The things that we read about are promises. So we want to be on the good side of those promises. Let's see, Job. Let me go this real quick. I'm gonna close this real quick. Job 5 and Job chapter 5, verse 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. So the Lord has the power to deliver us in 7 troubles, meaning what? In a complete amount of trouble. 7 is the number of completion. So no matter what we go through, we can be delivered if we keep the faith. Job 5:19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of the destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth. Yeah, so we're gonna actually laugh when this destruction comes. Why? Because we was ready for it, you know. And Esau is actually gonna think he's doing something by what he's bringing upon our people, but we're not gonna be phased. You know, some brothers are gonna be good, man. Some brothers are gonna have more than what they have now. They're gonna have more than what they have now in the time of famine. You know, and some brothers is gonna be well, as far as famine goes, no brother is gonna starve. Because when you read the book of Psalms, that's one thing that the elect will not do. They will not starve. It says Psalms 37 verse 25, it says, I have been young and now am old, yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Right? So the elect will never starve. That's a death that the elect will never die. They might be martyrs, they might be beheaded, they might be, you know, shot in the head, whatever, but they'll never starve to death, because that's a terrible way to die. That's one of the worst ways to die, besides drowning and being burned alive. But just something real quick, Lord, when this is edifying, call me Shalom.